Brittany Banks, I see you on the live. Thank you so much. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Well, this is the 10th episode of Masters of Intellectual Thinking podcast. And tonight we have a game changer, an innovator. He works with Genuine, David Banner. I mean, music, television. This brother is extremely phenomenal. Everybody, I want y'all to shout out the chat for the great brother Trey, my brother. How you doing tonight, my brother?
All is well, as I say in the land of Oz. As long as I stay at Oz, I'm good. So all is good. Working still, working. Getting the day off hopefully soon, allegedly.
For sure, my brother. Well, like I said, man, we thank you for joining the podcast tonight. I only have a few questions for you, so I'm gonna make this real easy for you, my brother. So my first question for you that I have, you've been in the industry for about 20 years now. What first drew you to business and the industry, my brother? Like, how did you get started?
Well, my first encounter was, so I've always been a dancer and choreographer. That's how I started. And I literally, I'm the one that always does what other people don't do or won't do, because I feel like you always keep a job that way. So what happened was I was literally in high school, and I was at a like after school, you know, everybody talks and everything, and I was about to crack on somebody, and I did, and I was like, "Oh, you seem nice." So she was like, "Hey, everybody told me that you can dance because my brother's in band, and I play instruments, but at this time I was like, I'm in high school, I'm not playing it." So she was like, "We need a mascot." So I mean, I'm just like, mascot, that's like a character. So we agreed that if one of us got the mascot position, that we would make sure that the other one got it, because we always the lead mascot gets to pick the other mascots.
Right.
So I said, we'll do that. So I ended up being the lead mascot. So I brought her on, and she was like, "Yeah, you're a good dancer and everything. You ought to come meet my mom." And I'm like, "Meet your mom? Like, what you talking about?" I thought like her mom was a cougar or something. Like, "Hey, what you trying to do something else?" You know, like, the streets talking. So not knowing that when I went to meet her mother was working on a movie that we know called Sister Act 2.
Wow.
So rest in peace, Judy Mason, who wrote it. And I didn't know that she had did like Good Times, and she's the first writer to give Patti LaBelle her first opportunity. So she was like, "Oh, you ought to come on and dance and everything." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." And I'll be a choreographer doing all that and everything. And by the time I started doing that, she was like, "Well, you might as well act because we have some roles." And I said, "Well, I charge to act. You know, I'm thinking I'm getting booking fees." So I made my first $100, and I was like, "Oh, I'm booked and busy. I got $100." And so after all that hard work of doing that, I started seeing how people in the suits were making money and everything. And I said, "Well, it's good to be in front of the camera and on the stage, but I'm sure the ones who are writing the checks are making more money."
Most definitely.
I decided to change. So after starting with the dance, I went to the dance. And what's funny, as we go along with the show, I wrote in this notebook like who I would dance for. There's always going to be, don't judge me. I don't really do Michael Jackson. I don't know Michael Jackson. I probably know 3 Michael Jackson songs, maybe 5.
Right.
But I'm a Prince fan. So I always said I was going to dance for Prince, and I was going to dance for Genuine.
Right.
And 1.5 came true, so we're good. So that's how I got my start, was literally a high school mascot.
That's awesome, man. So you just took the opportunity and ran with it, and here you are today, my brother. That's awesome. So my second question is more about like brand development and strategy, right? So you've worked with major names like Genuine, Tank, David Banner. What are the key elements to building a strong brand in the industry in 2025?
You just need one person to believe that has another person they can find to go to believe, who can find another person. So I'm a church boy. My parents are pastors. So I've learned like the whole discipleship and how to build people, get them to come to church and do. So it's like the same way. Once you get one person to believe, because now anybody can really be a celebrity. I mean, I know I met one girl. She literally served food to one of my celebrity friends at a McDonald's drive-thru, and she said she was now a celebrity cashier.
Wow.
So when I saw the power that anything could be a brand, you just need one person to believe it, and then find a team of people that'll jump and hop on board and take it. Most of my people were either someone had to build, but a lot of mine were already established. So I was brought in to bring like next level. But anything to do with a branding, if it's you, the person who is being branded, you got to have confidence. The comments don't control your life. The comments don't pay your bills. Like, you have to know that all that mental fortitude is the main thing you're going to need, because I found out even in branding that it's more people that don't like you, who don't know you, than people who actually know you. So when I would hear certain comments, because like I have to get my teeth bleached a lot because I drink a lot of soda. Like now they need to be bleached.
Right.
So somebody said something, I was gonna get upset when they said it, but then I said, first, you can't afford to even get your teeth bleached. Second of all, I don't know
Yeah.
you. Then I looked at my bills, my car note, and
Yeah.
I realized their name was nowhere on it. So
Yeah.
I said, oh, their opinion really doesn't matter because it doesn't mean anything. So
Right.
first step to branding is always finding confident people and don't let the comments dictate your life. But I'm a millennial, so we used to crack on each other all the time, like in school. So it's just like, okay, you say one thing, I got five lined up in my mind. People, I'm a robot thinking. I think I'm thinking ahead anyway.
Right.
But
Right.
that and then and never follow a formula. Like create formulas. When people keep following a formula, like I want to be the next such and such. I want to be the next such and such. Well, when such and such lets you down or doesn't give you the response that you want, then that can shatter your whole world. So it's just like, because everybody always like, oh, I love such and such. I'm like, well, I like Joe Jackson and Ike Turner.
Yeah.
Those are my influences. Is that people say what, but look what they created.
Yeah.
You can say what you want. Nobody's 100% perfectly good. We know that we're human, but Ike was able to produce rock and roll Tina Turner. And we didn't, out of Joe Jackson, we didn't get just one. We didn't get two. We didn't get three. We got four. We got Latoya Jackson, 'cause that's my favorite. Don't judge me, but I love Latoya Jackson.
Exactly.
We got Latoya Jackson, the Jackson Five, Janet Jackson, and Michael. You got four from one man.
Yep.
Like, that's genius.
Yep. Sure is.
That's
Yes, indeed, bro. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So I'm going to follow up my next question. It kind of like coincides with the last question about branding and marketing. So with the digital and social media,
Am I, can you hear me?
yeah. Yes, sir. We good. So with the digital and social media influence in today's digital age, social media is pretty much everything. So how have you seen branding and like like exposure over the years, and what type of strategies do you use the most?
So what I've seen, first of all, is that a lot of people are more afraid of it than they think.
Right.
Two, people are so closed-minded to just one dimension. Like they think it's just Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You post something and you're done. And I've seen and I'm mixed, I'm black and white, so I can say both, that black people who are so creative are afraid of social media.
Right.
Because they worry about things like the comments. But if you knew that every time somebody comments makes you a dime,
Yeah.
you'd be like, say what you want to say. So, and knowing that and learning that, I found out that anything can be made into branding. It can be $1 worth. Like there's a fan for something. Like I literally had somebody in my inbox who was going to protest my page because my mom has a dog. Her dog is a female, but the woman says that the dog is supposed to have 3 years before they get to identify what they want to be. And there's a group of them, like thousands. Like I think the group was like 98,000 that says you're supposed to wait 3 years, and there's a feeling your dog's going to give you to let you know if they want to be a female or a male. But you got 98,000 people to believe it.
Wow.
But I jump in the group because I just found it hilarious. Like, oh, my dog's a they them. Oh, my dog has a cycle. Oh, my dog's pregnant. Like my dog's a guy. Like it's just funny. It's just fun and game. But what I've learned in tying it together is that anybody who has any audience, anytime somebody tells me they're broke and they don't have money, I always say, do you have social media? Yeah, then you can't be broke. You just haven't mastered or learned it.
And that's the fact, brother. That's a fact.
It's impossible. Like I literally like I'll take on some jobs to help friends. Like they start a business or something, I come help in the office, I come help you out. But as far as that, social media, I told my mother, I said, if I can make my money that I was making as a teacher out in social media, I'm quitting. I made what I made as a teacher twice in less than 90 days.
Yeah.
And
But
after that,
as long as you got a phone, you can make $1 million as long as you got a phone. Ain't no excuse.
And it's true. Like my clients made over 33 million just collectively over all my clients just on social media. So when somebody tells me I don't have money, I'm gonna go on a trip, let social media guide you. Like you're on it anyway. People are like, you're stuck to your phone. I'm like, I'm stuck to my phone, but my phone is stuck to the bank. So
yeah,
people say stuck to the phone, you do all this. Like you gotta know that it's a method to everything, and the strategy is not hard. It's the most difficult strategy that I know that people have is not the strategy of doing anything; it's the strategy of the mind. They let their mind control, and like you got to be focused. You got to stay to it. It can be up and down, but if you keep that mind right, because he controls the mind, controls your actions. So if you have your mind in control, then I mean you're winning. But I've really found out that social media and digital branding, because digital branding is like your YouTube, you have branding with products, like build off of all that. If you get 5 people to buy it, when I dropped my book, I was like, ain't nobody gonna buy it, but like my friends. It
Yeah.
actually paid two. It paid 2 or 3 good car notes.
Hey,
Yeah.
blessing, brother.
I'm
It's a
like,
blessing, man.
volume 2 coming soon. Let's get something else paid off.
Most definitely, brother. Well, the next question is kind of coincided with the third question. So successful projects and highlights. You've helped like accumulate millions in revenue, partnerships, and fans for your clients, right? So can you share a success story that stands out the most for you?
Ooh, I have. I'm gonna have 2. I'm gonna do. One is Darren Henson, who we've been friends for. Ooh, 23, 24 years. This is a good doctor, so don't judge me. I'm doing that. This is good doctors. But his book we've released total, I think 5 books, and it's like 12 years later, and the books are still doing. We're still doing book tour of the same books. That's one success story, and another one is with literally no budget because I work for Rotimi. People know I'm at Straight from Power, but literally in less than 30 days, we were able to get like 5 million streams across multiple platforms with his new album. So like to do that
Wow.
without money, it was just a matter of finding somebody who believes and share it with your friends. People check their phone. They have emails they may check. But when you text them, people go open the text messages. So it just took text. So you're gonna click and open to see what it is. So once you click it, I got you, baby. Then. So those 2 are probably my most amazing success stories, only because I didn't go into it with a plan. Like, and I really don't plan anything. Like, if you know, Bridget tell you, I go into everything with faith. I'm like, it's gotta work out.
Most
But
definitely. Faith over fear, man. Yes, sir. Absolutely, brother. So the next question is more based on community and philanthropy. So you work with Liberty Christian Ministries, shows your dedication to community and also like empowerment. How do you balance business success with giving back, and why is it so important to you to give back?
so well, this is what I'll say when it comes to hold on, everybody and their mama want to text me. This um so one like this is I balance it with a schedule. This phone is a schedule. Like when I say at 10 p.m. I'm done with this, on to the next one, I'm done with it. And then I master like this. Like my greatest blessings, I've got to where I've gotten to by being a servant and giving.
Most
Like
definitely.
giving and serving, it's been so many and people knew the sacrifices that I made to get to where I've gotten to. That some of them they're like ridiculous crazy because they be like, "Are you really doing?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like I literally had a client that I knew I was gonna work with him, but I was praying and love was like, "Don't take their money," and I was like, "Don't take their money," and I booked my own flights. I traveled. I did a whole year without a check, and now I'm probably in one of the best positions of my life with this client. All because
Definitely, brother.
that year let me learn them, let me do it. And it's like if you have rich friends, you have rich people that have money, but they know like money is not the because my parents are rich, so I'm good. So when they know like you're in it because you care about them, because I'm a son to family, they know my nieces, nephews, some of them been to the house, like when they know that, you make it balanced because even if they say if any of my clients said today I want to retire, we probably still all be good friends.
Right.
So
Right.
I learned to not make it like I've gone into a far as what do you need besides the money, besides shit like what do you need? You need somebody because some of my clients they just want to text like, hey, you good? You good this week? Hey, what's up? Because I know that the whole world is pulling on them. And then I've known too that balancing and helping them balance a lot of this stuff that goes down with some of these celebrities wouldn't happen if they had the right team. Like,
Say that again, brother.
like no disclaimer, but if I was on Diddy's team, that stuff you wouldn't have that stuff. One, I'm loyal. Two, I feel like if something's wrong, why do people wait till a dollar amount's attached to it to start speaking up? And I'm like, and three, it's like somebody should have had some kind of intuitive feeling to be like, you know what, this ain't right. And I'm willing to say that ain't right and lose my job than to never be able to say I didn't tell you. But
Most definitely, brother.
but you balance like you can't. I think you can't. Darren taught me this. He said every giver needs a receiver, and every receiver needs a giver. Because if you have everything in your hand, you can't get nothing else new because you're holding on to something, and somebody else needs it. But then you
Yep.
can't have your hand not open to receive. People are like, oh, I'm good. I tell people like this. I'll take your $20, your $5, your 10. I don't trip over it because one, either I'm gonna need it for something because I eat every day, or somebody else is gonna need it. Like a lot of the blessings in life I realize with balance is not for just for me. Like it's
Yeah.
for to help somebody else or to set somebody else up. Like nothing I go through, nothing I've done, even like this, and I have no choice but to balance.
Yes,
Like
sir.
like
Definitely.
when you get to a point to where you have no choice but to balance, like you have no choice but to win. You have no, and that's what I said. I said I had no choice because you're looking at somebody literally who went from I was working in entertainment, had like a breakdown. I ended up going to work at now I love Whataburger, but having to go work at Whataburger, have people come to the drive-through and be like, "Y'all, you don't tell off, you don't like to laugh in your face,
Yeah.
and you can't say what you want to say because you at work." And then they have to bounce. And I did it for a whole year and a half, and nobody knew unless they came to the drive-through. But I got the last laugh on that. I really got the last laugh on that with that store. But yeah, like when you realize you don't have a choice but the balance, you make time because if you want to win, winning is not like it's not just something you say, "Oh, I want to win." You have to make a decision to win. You got to make
Yes,
a
sir.
decision. Say, you know what? On Monday it's this. My friends want to do this. Hey, we can do this, but it's going to have to be after 8 p.m. Like, hey, we can do all this. And then I'm learning like even with balance, with it, I tell people this final thought always brings my mind. I'm not friends with nobody who's not a giver. Never.
Mm. Say
If
that
you're not,
again.
if you're not a giver, we can't be friends. We can't be affiliates. We can't be associates. Because 10 times out of 10, you got some kind of curse on you, and you always want something. And those people are always gonna be the victim. It's always I couldn't do this because of that. I couldn't do this because of my brother say I'll give more through the year to where when Christmas and your birthday comes, you're like, I don't need nothing. You to get me something every every other 11 months. And if that 1 month determines how it works when it comes to life, then we never were friends. You just wanted the opportunity. But if you wanted the opportunity, I'm a no. Sometimes I play along with it just to make you think you got it. And they'd be like, you know what? I think I'm going another direction. But
So,
no, but balance to the before balance and both work out, balance your heart out. You balance that heart right, you can do anything. But if that heart ain't right and you can't balance it, like you know when to be stern, you know when to be firm, you know when to be business. But sometimes you be like, let me show them a little grace and compassion. Because one day's coming and I'm gonna need that same grace. I mean that it will promote it. I'll be like, oh, they ain't got okay, well, let's work something out because I remember a day when it happened to me. And they were so nice to me. But thank God for rich parents who were able to go and like, hey, how much you need? I need you to wire me this, ASA. Can I get it within 5 minutes? They'd be like, it's sent. Like, thank you. But everybody doesn't have that. But I know in having that, I can't come to you and be like, where's my, oh, you ain't got it. Oh, we not pulling. I'll be like, hey, we're going to do, instead of doing an hour, we're going to do 30 minutes. That's the little baby plan. You can do $10 a month. Let's do it. Because in
yes,
the
sir.
end, and the tables can flip. You can get the biggest blessing. I may have to come back to you.
Yes, sir.
I think
Most
balance
definitely.
that heart. Don't burn that bridge. Unless it's meant to be burned. Unless it's meant to be burned.
Yep. Yep. But I appreciate your perspective on that, my brother. So my next question is about future and branding. Um, where do you see the future of entertainment and brand marketing heading? Are there any emerging trends that excite you?
I don't get excited a lot because Prince is gone. So I really that makes me say like that. But here's the other thing that kind of what does excite me with the brand. I'm still, and this may sound like so old school. Every time like I still get nervous around my clients because I'm still fans. But anytime I come around you, I'm like, okay, can I do this right? Did I do this right? And he's like, it's just me. I'm like, no, no, do you know who you are? Like you're the GOAT. Like you're the like you brought abs back. You dance with a broom. Like, let's not forget the music videos. You did the whole breakdown. You had baby hair and baby oil and act like when it was legit. Like,
Yeah.
do you know who you are? Like, you work with freaking Aaliyah. Do you know who you are? And he's just like, I'm just that same OG. I'm like, that rich same OG.
Straight up.
So it's just nothing really excites me as far as the future. The future is partnerships and teamwork.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
gotta be like that island. I'm an island to myself. It may work temporarily, but it's nothing. I always tell people the story. If Jesus even grabbed 12, the fact that he got 12, it was like you need at least he knew he had to have somebody. Like
Straight up.
have somebody. And he had 12 broke folks. He had 12 people like you do this. So you may do DJ, you may do marketing, you may do photography, you may like it makes sense. But the future of branding and marketing is teamwork and partnerships.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's not going to always be money. I be telling people, hey, what's in your brain?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you this piece of fabric. What you see far as the design, because that design may be my breakthrough to get in the magazine to get to the next place I want to get to. But people are so focused on just the money. Oh, I need the money. I need the. That's why even like what Brittany would tell you. I would say love offering. Why? Because at the end of the day, if we did something and it made your life better. You say, hey man, I would have made 3 million off of what you said. Mission accomplished. And then I don't come back and be like, oh, he made 3 million off of me. You better bring me my 10%. Like, no, it's like your family good, your bills paid. That's another curse broken, and another family we got guaranteed success. But
Yes, sir.
going definitely, it's got to be partnerships and connections. And as far as things that are emerging, I tell you, the best things that are emerging are things that come out of your soul that you give to the world.
Man, that's the word there, brother.
It's got,
For sure.
gotta come. Because the thing is, the people always use the text, and I'm a PK, so I use scriptures every now and then. Eyes haven't seen, ears, no ears haven't heard. Or anything. I'm like, but if you keep reading, but if you read the but part, it says, but people, it's gonna be revealed to some people. So it's like people are like, oh, this ain't happening. They say, well, why are you waiting on it? It's only so much a person can do. Like, okay, people always say, like, for example, you got Little Kim, you got Meg, you got Cardi, you got the other girl. Everybody's got something distinctive. But my thing is, if they really toured together, they would have bags. Cause you got bag now, but imagine the bags that would come. Think about partnerships that you have, like, for example, we'll say R&B. You take NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, 98 Degrees. Then you take Jagged Edge, 112, Blackstreet, put them all together on a tour. Like, that's iconic moments. And the thing is, that's what's missing from the future of branding is we aren't having that many iconic. If you know, see, with our culture, it's Beyonce,
Yep.
like Wayne. But in other cultures, back in the day, it was Britney Spears, Pink, Christina Aguilera, Jessica Simpson. They have multiple opportunities and multiple trailblazers. But else we feel like it's only one. In gospel, Clark Sisters, Kiara Shear, Tasha Cobbs, Jacqueline Carter. We feel like it's limited instead of saying, hey, if they all come together, or who's next, or who are we breeding to be the next one to be emerging? But it's like people feel like if you get ahead of me, my thing I tell people, get ahead of me, because if you can make more money than me, I know my phone will ring with you asking for something.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, make the money. But the emerging things are going to be the ones that come from the soul that people, it's going to be authentic, because authentic stuff always works. D'Angelo, authentic. Mint Condition, authentic.
Yep.
Like that, what is it? Dolce, whatever, she's like
Yep.
different.
Yep.
Different. I mean, so it's just always like that. Justin Timberlake, he was good, but when he got Love Sex Sounds from Timberland, that's what made him pop, especially with us.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
that made him different. That we was like, okay, you one of us now, you come on. Like, but it's like Lady Gaga. Start out, she was different. And I know people love different because the same thing, we get bored easily. Especially when we see it over, we get bored. But if you give us something new that ain't nobody seen, we can't really compare it. We can judge it because it's internal feeling, but we can't compare it because there's nothing for it to compare it to. So for the emerging good, it's got to be from your soul that ain't nobody seen, nobody has done. And when they see it, they're like, wait, this reminds me of, wait, don't remind me of them. Wait, don't remind me of, like, you can't say what it reminds you of because it doesn't remind you of something that you see.
Yep.
You can pull from trend. I believe in some trend you take and everything else like that. But I dress so different. Everybody's like, are you a stylist? I'm like, I just like to dress clean. Can't breathe after clothes, but they be tight. I can't breathe and feel like I got yeast infections in my pants because they be so tight. But it made me identify hair. I only grew my hair because the preacher told me, he's like, keep your hair because it's gonna get you indoors.
Yes, indeed.
But it was like, and I was like, well, Bones and Harmony wear their hair, but he was like, but you got, that's your hair. And I was like, I should get a wig. And they're like, no, wear your hair. And it's all mine. But emerging things, it's always going to be the different, and not weird, crazy different. But you got to think like Marilyn Manson and all them back in, they were weird, but look at the audience. Blink 182, Bon Jovi, the Beatles, like Michael Jackson. Because you look at Scream with Michael Jackson, that video still fits times for today.
So it is classic time.
Yeah. Busta Rhymes and Janet Jackson, what's it gonna be? Like don't get it, like all them budgets. But it was always something in the Missy Elliott can't touch her. Her brain is just not. She's not from planet Earth. Like Missy Elliott's an alien. I don't care what nobody say. She wanted Elon Musk aliens that came from Neptune, and so like she ain't planet. So yeah, it comes from the emerging one. Definitely, the emerging audience is gonna definitely be the ones who pull it from they good, and ain't nobody seen it. And that's what's hit. That's what's gonna continue this shit. And I can appreciate.
Most definitely. What's up, brother? Well, my last question for you, my brother, is do you for basically for like the artists and professionals that's coming up, what's the one piece of advice you would give to someone that's looking to break into the industry and whether as an artist, entrepreneur, or more of a behind the scenes professional like yourself, my brother.
I'm gonna use what is it? Bishop Ken, I think it was Kendrick Lamar. Bishop Kendrick Lamar. Sit down, be humble.
Sit down, be on.
If you sit down and listen, because a lot of the mistakes that people make, if they would sit down and just listen, I've sat with like 80-year-old, 90-year-old. I literally sit and I go with every like people feel, and I'll say in our culture, like artist time, like their time passed on, like, oh, you was good in the 70s, you was good in the 80s. Like whatever you went through, I feel like I'm qualified for something through today. So I sit down and be like, hey, you went through $5 million, what happened? Oh, you was on the crack. Okay, don't do drugs. Oh, you went and tested it out on a stock investment that we were okay, don't invest all your money. Like if you sit down and listen to a lot of the stuff that we go through or have to go through, you won't because listening will help you out. And in that support system, have a support system that wants you to win just as much as they want to win. And when they win, you celebrate with them and win. And my main thing that I always tell people to do, because it's like it's one thing when it kind of tied to three. I always give to people not because they need it, but because I'm led to.
Yep, that's
Like
beautiful.
all, like all my like my rich friend would tell you, I'd be like, hey, I know you're a millionaire, but I just gotta give you $100. And I literally come home and I have 5 emails. Or I literally have they'd be like, no man, I don't need it. I'm like, I know you don't need it, but I need to give it to you. And it comes back in the form of an opportunity. It comes back in the form of a deal. Like I've got friends to come and do stuff for me that I know they charge an arm and leg for. And they came from my church. They came like even the church when my church first knew I called a particular celebrity. I was like, hey, we need to raise 50 grand and I got 30 days to do it. And this celebrity came in and made it work. And this is when the church just was starting for the new transition. It was 13 members that got 50K in less than 30 days.
Wow, that's amazing.
After that, I was like, okay, I have a gift to draw and connect people together. So knowing that is keep division out of your circle, unity, and don't tell all your business. Like, like
Say that again.
don't post it. I take pictures of everything, but I take them so when I get lazy, I'll be like, no, I need that feeling like this picture here. Let me get back to work. Or when I'm feeling down, I'm like, dude, you know you got to do such and such. Get over yourself. Get back to normal. And doing all that because not telling everything, like even behind the scenes, you have to have a grace to be able to say, I'm done all this, but yet still I'm still scratching the surface. Like I'm still going for it. And then not to parade it around like, oh, you going there? Oh, what? Oh, I've heard people say, oh yeah, man, I'm just sitting here chilling. This is my hobby. We inbox and everything. I'm like, I just got the phone with such and such. Like I just got through texting them. Like when I look at my phone and see all the people that I'm like, God has blessed me really to know a lot of people, and they're mostly friends. It's something I've never done business with. Like I've been working with Rotimi for almost a year and never met him.
Wow.
I worked with Marcus Polk for 7 years and never met him. Worked for Pooch Hall 3 years and never met him. Brian White 7 years and never met him. Like most of my clients, they've been there 4 years and I just now met him last year.
Wow. It's amazing, brother.
Yeah, so I've learned like, okay, I don't have to see you physically for us to still get the mission accomplished. And when you learn that and not have to like clout, like, because clout comes and goes. Because they hot now, all they wait on is the next song.
Yeah.
I was on Money Loans, Made for Me. Now we all in our feelings on residuals like Chris Brown. Like it's just it changes that quick. But they both got you in your feelings.
Yep.
They both got you in your feelings.
Yep.
Yeah, I said, be in the cut. Sit down, be humble, be in the cut, learn all you can. And any advice somebody tells you, it means something. Even if it's not for you, it's either a way for you to learn how to discern what's not for you, or you're supposed to hold it and put it in your back pocket until another time.
Indeed. Most definitely, man. Yes, indeed, brother. Well, in closing, my brother, it was an honor to have you on tonight, my brother. A lot of profound knowledge and wisdom. Keep doing what you're doing, my brother. This is really great. Would you like to let our listeners know where to contact you at, book you at, anything, my brother? Would you like to leave that information for them?
So if you hit me up on Instagram, Jentrega, Jentrega, all the contact information is there. I'm not slow to respond, but I send majority of my life on flights. So if I'm delayed response, it's because either I'm flying, I'm with my nieces and nephews, or I'm in church. like I'm working, like it's gotta be so. It's not just okay, I'll get to another day because I'll be on it. You hit me at 2:30 a.m., 2:31. I'm responding with an email like, hey, I know it's early in the morning, but this is what we got. But no, I respond because majority of the year, I'm out. I think last year I did 237 nights in hotels.
Wow.
So
Oh
that,
my God.
that was like happy. So I
Yeah.
was like, ooh, hold up now. I was like, we made some changes. We get a little older, so we need to chill out. But I always do respond. But yeah, just find me on there. And I'm easy peasy. I'm not a diva. I be talking petty, just being grand and all that, but I'm probably the most chill because I know I have it today. It can be gone tomorrow. So I always appreciate it every single day that I have it. Because we don't know what tomorrow holds. Because if I'm gone, can't do nothing with it. So
Yep. Most definitely, brother.
sorry.
Most definitely. Well, we greatly appreciate you for being on Masters of Intellectual Thinking Podcast. Y'all can catch this podcast live on YouTube at 7:30 p.m. next Wednesday. Thank you again, my brother, for joining us tonight. And you be safe on your way home, my brother. Thank you so much, fam. Thank you.
Take care. Take care.
What's up, brother? Appreciate you.